welcome on back. As always, I'm Carl with Target's Attitude, absent-minded professor of knives and all things sharp. So I'm back, grab your pens and papers. Class is about to begin. It's Wednesday, so we're doing Bug Out Gear 101. For those of you who are new to the channel, I welcome you. Most of our videos are reviews of knives and various bits of camping survival gear. Those videos come out just about every Friday. Here on Wednesday, we're starting a new series, Bug Out 101. It was in response to a question from one of my friends who had been watching a video from Bo of the Fifth Column about getting ready for emergencies. And he had proposed a scavenger hunt, basically putting together your own bug out bag from stuff you've already got in the house, since we're not supposed to be leaving the house except for dire emergencies. Unless, of course, like me, you're in a day job that's considered a essential role. Since my current day job is as a pharmacy tech, I can't stay home. But anyway, I welcome you to the channel and hope you enjoy. For those of you who have been with me for a while, just got one quick question before we get on with class. Have you subscribed yet? You haven't? Sure. Yeah, I'm talking to you right there. Well, why not, man? I mean, it's easy enough to do. Just click that little button right down there that says subscribe. Then you hit the bell next to it. That way you get notified every time I put out a new video. It's a win-win situation. Helps you out because you get notified every time we do a new video. Helps me out because, let's be honest, the more subscribers I have, the easier it is to get these neat new videos. So go ahead, anytime you want. For now, let's go ahead and get on with class. So, today we're looking at first aid. And why am I putting first aid so high? Well, let's be honest. I started off as a paramedic back in '79. Then in '89, I went back to school for radiology, and I worked as a CT tech right up until cancer forced me to seek a new career. I mean, if you've got a history of cancer, working with radiation is not always that great a deal. But anyway, that's 37 years or so of medical field experience. So yeah, I feel kind of strongly about first aid. And it's definitely something you need in any bug out or emergency pack. Now, you could just go with something simple like this one that my son decided to pick up for some reason. This one cost $1 at CVS. It's an okay kit, I reckon. I mean, it's got a decent plastic case. It's got some Band-Aids and some gauze and some tape and some alcohol packs in it. But to be honest, this is not going to last you very long and really isn't all that helpful. It's better than nothing, but it's not really what I'd consider a proper choice. Now, you could take a step up. Got this one, an Elite First Aid Kit from Elite First Aid. It's rather nice. It's in a hard plastic case with a weatherproof seal on it. So, actually a waterproof seal. So you could drop this in a lake or a stream and not have to worry about water getting inside of it. It's got a lanyard on it and a carabiner, so you can have it attached to your backpack or your belt or what have you. It's a bright color, so if it's in your bag, it's easier to spot. And it's not that bad. I mean, it's got some first aid and burn cream, combination first aid burn cream. It's got 16 standard Band-Aids. It's got a bandage strip. It's got some antiseptic wipes, a couple of alcohol wipes. It's got some knuckle Band-Aids, which is handy because, I mean, let's face it, getting a Band-Aid to stick over a knuckle is difficult. And it's got some pain relievers in there. Doesn't say what type, but I'm pretty sure they're probably Tylenol. So, yeah, this still not as good as what I would recommend, but a lot better than the other one, and not that expensive. I'm selling them for $7 at gun shows, so you could probably get it even cheaper on Amazon or through Walmart. What I'd recommend more, starting to get into serious packs, this one is the Elite First Aid New Platoon Kit. Soft Digicam bag. It's got MOLLE strapping on it, so you can attach it to the outside of your backpack. Very handy. Since it is designed to be attached to the outside of your backpack, it means it's a lot easier to get to. This particular one just expired last month, so let's go ahead and open it up. Take a quick close look at it. Now, most of the stuff in here actually doesn't expire, so I mean, I could go ahead and use it just by replacing the first aid cream that's in there, a couple other things. But you can see what's in it, and just to run down it fast, it's got a 2-inch elastic bandage. It's got a pill bottle, handy if you're on any type of daily medicine. Need to bring that along with you. This has a bottle already in it. Put those pills in. It's got iodine wipes, alcohol wipes, and antiseptic wipes, which means you've got dedicated items for each of those things instead of like the other kit that's got one thing to try to do all 3 items. It's got 5 2x2s in it. It's got 16 standard Band-Aids, 3-inch by 1-inch. It's got some bandage gauze, 4 inches by 4 yards. That's handy. Makes it nice and easy to wrap things. It's got a couple pair of gloves. Very nice. 2 rolls of tape. Very nice. You can never have too much tape. It's also got 10 pain relievers. Again, I think it's probably Tylenol, but it might be aspirin. Either way, very handy. It's got an instant ice pack in it. You know, one of those things that you squeeze to break the inner packages and then mix it and it gets cold? If you fall down and sprain your ankle or something like that, you're definitely going to want an ice pack for it. And that's where the elastic bandage comes in handy, because you're going to want to wrap it as well. You've got a 5x9 pads. Actually, you've got 5 5x9 pads. Now that's handy. I mean, we're talking about a pad about yay big. If you get a big laceration, say a tree branch falls on you and cuts you badly, you're going to need a big bandage like that. It's got a 4-inch pressure bandage. It's got 2 packages of first aid cream, tweezers, scissors, and lip treatment. Okay, lip treatment might be going a little overboard, but it's not a bad idea. The tweezers and scissors are handy. Definitely worth it. And I say it's a nice size pack. Easily get anything in it. And there's enough room that you could actually put more stuff in it if you wanted. And what's is in there is very handy, very easy to find. So I mean, you want the tweezers, they're right there. You want the 2-inch ace wrap, it's right there. You want the gloves, they're right there. You want the tape, it's right there. Everything is just nice and handy and organized. Very handy, very sweet. I would definitely consider something like this for an individual. For me, I've got a family of 4, so I go for something a little bit bigger. Same company, Elite First Aid, but this one is, let me double check the name. Yeah, this is the Rapid Response Kit. This one supposedly was designed in conjunction with the Special Forces to meet anything that might be handy. Like the other, it does have MOLLE strapping. So again, you can attach it to the outside of your bag. Makes it easy to get to, easy to find. And let's be honest, if you've got an emergency first aid situation, you want to be able to get to this fast and easy. Now, I had a list of what all's in here somewhere. I lost paper. But, okay, it's got pretty much everything the new platoon does, but it's also got a few more things. It's got two of what they call a med stopper gauze. It's got a big 5" by 9" pad in there. It's got two pieces of gauze to wrap it with, and the 5 by 9 has been treated with blood stop, which is basically a clotting agent to make wounds stop faster. That's handy, but it's also something that expires, so one thing you need to keep an eye on. Of course, it's got a strap right here, so you can put, say, a flashlight or something there. You've got straps to keep it closed, and they're adjustable, so if you put more stuff in it and it starts expanding, no problem. You can go with it on your front case. Okay. There we go. This is the first time that zipper has ever given me problems. You've got a bunch of iodine wipes. You've got alcohol wipes. You've got first aid cream. You've got burn cream. Antiseptic towelettes for cleaning and stuff. You've got rubber gloves. I say everything's just so nice, easy to find. You've got a triangular bandage, also called a cravat. These things are great. You don't have to buy them. You can actually make them. This one is made out of muslin, but if you need to, if you've got an old stained bedspread or sheet or even a pillowcase, cut it into 40" by 40" squares, and then cut the squares in half to make triangular bandages. They're fantastic. You break your arm, use this to make a sling. You break your shoulder, you put out two of them, one to make a sling and one to strap your arm to your chest so that your shoulder doesn't move. You need to break a leg, for instance. You use your survival knife to bushcraft a couple sticks to form splints. Then you use this to tie the splints on either side of the break. Of course, you want to make sure the splints extend past the joint on either side of the break. If you don't have that, the joints on either side immobilized, and every time you move one of those joints, the bone that's broken is going to move. All sorts of problems there. Onto the inner pack. You've got, again, nice and neat and handy. You've got ace wrap. You've got a couple of them. You've got a bite block. This thing is actually can be designed to be used as an airway. You have someone going into seizures or unconscious or something like this. The way this is shaped, once you put it in the mouth, gently of course, it will keep the tongue from falling back and blocking the throat. And because it's got channels on either side, air can flow through and you keep the person breathing. Very handy. Definitely approve of that. you've got 5x9 pads. You've got a 12-inch by 30-inch trauma dressing. I mean, this will cover just about the entire front of your body. Definitely makes it great if you've got someone who's been injured badly. You've got 4x4s, you've got 2x2s. As already said, you've got the band-aids. You've got a pair of bandage scissors in here. Excuse me, trying to get this trauma dressing back in. You've got tweezers so that if you need to pull out a splinter or something like that, you're good to go. You've got a tourniquet. I don't quite prove these things. Tourniquets misused can cause some permanent problems down the road, but when it's a case of use it or die, yeah. Said, nice pair of shears. These things will cut almost anything. It'll even cut a penny. It'll ruin the shears if you do, but it will cut it. And we've even got in here a set of sutures so that if someone needs to, you can give them stitches, or you can use, they've got a set of what are called butterfly band-aids. I actually prefer them because let's face it, you don't have any lidocaine in here. Putting stitches in are going to hurt, but sometimes you don't have a choice. This is just a really great pack. And as I say, it is MOLLE strapped. So you attach it to the outside of your backpack, you don't have to worry about anything. And of course the straps, adjust the straps to whatever is proper for you. It just holds everything closed nice and tight and compactly until you absolutely need it. I really love this. It's also got D-loops on it that you can use to attach a shoulder strap if you want. And the shoulder strap is in there. It's just, if you've got to attach your backpack, what do you need a shoulder pack for? But maybe you don't have time or you don't want to spend the money to buy a backpack or first aid kit like that. Well, there's lots of brands you can buy if you do want one. Just as an example, let's see here. Yeah, just looking at one distributor I use, you've got First Aid Only, you've got Essie, you've got Explorer, Elite First Aid, 12 Survivors, Gerber makes a first aid kit, Nador makes some, Maxpedition makes some, UST makes some, SWAT, Survival Metrics. You've got just a whole bunch of different ones to go with. And if you don't want one that straps on the back of your pack like with MOLLE straps like I've got, my personal recommendation is you look for one that's brightly colored. For instance, this one. It's bright red. You might find one that's bright yellow or bright orange. In any case, you want something that's eye-catching so that if you do have an emergency and you have to go through your bug-out bag to find your first aid kit, you want something that you can see and go, oh, there it is, and grab immediately. Which is why I recommend red or orange. It just makes it handy. I also recommend you put it at the top of your pack so you don't have to go digging through it. If you need a first aid kit, you need it right then and there, not 5 minutes from now after you've dug through everything in your backpack. Or you could start putting one together of your own. I mean, easy enough. You go to CVS and let's see here. Um, we've got butterfly band-aids. These are great. The way these work is when you've got a long cut that almost but not quite needs stitches, peel off one side, put it on the one side of the laceration, pull the other side tight so that it starts to pull the laceration closed, and then you stick that side. You just go up and down the thing, pulling everything back together. You want 2x2s and 4x4s, gauze pads. You are going to get wounds bigger than a standard band-aid can handle. You need something you put over it. I've got some 3" by 8" pads. Same thing. You're going to have long cuts occasionally. You need something to put over it. Adhesive tape. You can get paper. I don't like it. For either cloth or plastic, vinyl, what have you. This one is a 1/2" wide, which is plain wide in most cases. You can get 1". Occasionally it's better, but not often. And it's 10 yards long. I'd recommend having at least 2 of these in a pack, if not more. You've got raw rolled gauze. If you've got a big cut, you might need to use this to secure your 4x4s or your 3x8s just by wrapping it around the arm or whatever have you. Going to make it a lot easier to hold it in place. I've got both 2" and 4" rolls. I've got 4 of each. Burn gel. You may just get a sunburn. You may have an issue with your fire and get burnt that way. Definitely need something to handle the burns. Let's see here. Go into the other bag here. Triple antibiotic ointment. Neosporin is the brand name. Any of the generics will work. This one is a CVS brand, as you can see by the fancy squared off heart. You want something to put on any cuts to keep it from getting infected. When you're out in the woods and you're not sure how far it is to the next survival bit, you need that. Gloves. Sterile gloves if at all possible. You want, especially if you've got a bad laceration and you need to stitch it closed, you're going to want sterile gloves. You want to keep that as clean as you can possibly get it. And your hands, even if you use hand sanitizer or rubbing alcohol on them, might not be clean enough. Sterile gloves, you don't have to worry. And a nice assortment of Band-Aids. You want a nice assortment. I mean, this one has 2" by 4". The more standard 1x3s. It's got 5/8 by 2 1/4. It's got some knuckle Band-Aids. It just about any size you want. All together, not bad. Easy enough. Now you just need something to put it in. And all in all, all of that ran me about $20. Whereas this kit will run you around $70. Difference is you have to pay for something to put that in. This comes with it already set to be attached to your backpack. And as I say, I really prefer it to be attached because when you've got an emergency, You need to get to your first aid stuff now. If it's not attached to the outside, you need it in a bright colored item or packaging at the top of your bag so you can see it and grab it fast. And while both of these have first aid pamphlets in them, do yourself a favor. Go to your local Red Cross, your local YMCA, someplace like that. Take a good first aid course. You don't have to become a paramedic or an EMT, but you want a good first aid course. The Boy Scouts have great ones. If you were a Boy Scout, you probably already know most of this. It wouldn't be that hard to brush up on it. If you weren't a Boy Scout, say your local Red Cross, your local YMCA. You might find some hospitals that offer the courses. It can and will save your life one day, along with CPR. Go ahead, get the course. I can't emphasize that strongly enough. But in the meantime, we've been dragging this out a little bit. I hope you enjoyed something. If you've got any comments you'd like to leave for me or any suggestions you'd like to make as far as first aid gear, go ahead and leave them in the comments down below. Last video I learned about a couple things I didn't know about. Could be I'll learn a couple things I didn't know about here. It's always something. Let's be honest. In the words of Robert Hyland, the day I don't learn anything, someone needs to push me over and bury me where I fall, because I done forgot to notice I was dead. And it applies to you too. But meantime, gotta go. So take care. I'll see you next time. And remember, if maybe ability that decides what you can do, maybe need that decides what you do, but it's attitude that decides how well you do it. So if you're going to do anything, even if it's just taking your first aid course, do it with attitude. See you now. Bye.